Welcome guys to your next tutorial. What we're going to do in today's tutorial is fix that problem I was talking about in the last tutorial where we had our ball being the same type of item once it gets recreated on the right side of the screen. So we're going to jump into our item class to get started with, and we are going to create a private Boolean value. We haven't worked with Booleans all that much, so thought we'd set one up. So we're going to set up a Boolean value. I'm going to set this equal to or called create new, and we're going to set this initially to be false because we don't want to create a new one right away. We're just going to say false. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to generate our getter and setters. So again, right click, source, over or generate getter and setters. We're going to generate the getter and setters for get new or create new, and there we go, got that set up, right? Cool. The next thing that we want to do is go down to our update method, and within our update method it checks for if our current x position is less than 0 minus the radius, which is the left side of our screen. Then what we'll do is just set our x position be a random value to the right side of the screen, but instead all we're going to do is we're going to say create new, and we're going to set this equal to be true because now we want to create a new object, a new item, instead of just having the same item shifted over to the right some more. So that's all we're doing there, and we're going to say true. And also within our check for collision here we have this if we have a collision, we perform an action and then we shift the x value and the y value, but we're also we're just going to say create new equal to true, and there we go. Awesome, we can get rid of some of that code, and now we've set it equal to be true. Alright, so we have that all set up, and we're just going to jump into our starting point class. We're going to go down to our run method here, and instead of checking for a y variable, we are first going to check for our Boolean value. If you guys didn't notice, when you set up your getters and setters, it actually changes Boolean values to is and set instead of get and set. So we're going to say item I dot is, and then it create new. So again, all that's doing is creating generating the true or false statement that we have set up for the specific item in our item array. And if that's true, we know we either have a collision or it's off to the left of our screen. So all we're going to do is create a new random object, and then we're going to set up our item to be a random item, and that's how that's going to work. Alright, so now that we have that set up, after we set up our item within our item array, we want to set that Boolean value back to false. So we're going to go below here, still within our if statement, but after our switch in case, we are going to set up our item I, or item in position I should say. We're going to say set create new, and we're going to set that to be false again until we have another collision or if it's off to the left of our screen. And that's how we set that up. So let's save this, run it, and hopefully we get some different different colors here. So alright, so we're running this and we're trying to see if there's first of all, if they get regenerated, and secondly, if they're kind of newer objects each time they go on the screen, which we can't really tell as of right now, but that's fine. Alright, so we also want to check for a collision, which probably won't be able to do there. Alright, so that looks pretty good. I didn't get any items, and we had 2 red items and a blue item, and then now the green items coming up and a red item. So it looks like it's kind of working. Next thing we'll have to do is check for collisions, so let's try and hit one of these guys. So our collision seems to be working as well. Alright, well I guess that's it for this tutorial, guys. Just getting steps closer to finishing our game. I'm not for sure what we'll do in the next tutorial, maybe some graphics or some sound. So thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll catch you then. Have a good one.